My independent and compassionate Aquarius friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Aquarius, as this week unfolds, you may find yourself holding a quiet contradiction. There is a lightness in you, an urge to break free and simply be, but beneath that an unspoken tension hums. It's as if you're walking through familiar spaces, yet sensing something just out of reach. You might notice moments of spontaneous joy, but they are laced with a strange vulnerability, a lingering question about whether that happiness can last. Maybe you're carrying a hope that things will finally click into place, or perhaps you sense a subtle resistance within when you try to share your optimism. This is the kind of week where your inner world glows, but the shadows are sharper because of it. You may not have shown all your cards to those around you. Perhaps you're waiting to see if the world can meet you in your authenticity, or if you'll be left shining alone. There's a gentle ache beneath your laughter, a yearning to be seen without having to explain yourself again. Underneath it all, the tension is not just about being understood, but about trusting that your light is safe in the open. There's a quiet radiance to the way you meet each day right now. The sun, present in your energy, brings a sense of clarity, like letting warmth seep into places long kept cool. You might notice yourself laughing more genuinely, feeling gratitude bubble up over small things, a favorite song, the look in a friend's eyes, the taste of something sweet. This isn't the surface-level happiness you sometimes show to keep the peace. It's deeper, more honest. But with that light comes awareness. You feel how easily hope can tip into expectation, and how expectation can draw subtle lines between you and others. When your spirit shines, you want to invite others in. Yet you also sense who might feel threatened, or who may try to dim what you offer out of their own discomfort. Sometimes you pull back just as you're about to share something true. Sometimes you offer your heart and notice the world growing quiet, as if waiting to see what you'll do next. This week, your inner state is both generous and self-protective. You want to celebrate what is good in you, but you're wary of turning your vulnerability into another performance. There's a gentle courage in how you hold your joy, even when it isn't echoed back. You're learning that being seen is not the same as being recognized. And in those brightest moments, you feel both exposed and free. The tension comes from knowing that joy, when it is real, opens you to everything: praise and misunderstanding, connection and distance. Yet you keep returning to that inner light, trusting it more each time. This is not a naive optimism, but a conscious choice to stand in your own warmth, even if the world is not always ready to meet you there. It's from this place of inner brightness that your path starts to take shape. When you step into your own sunlight, the world around you shifts in response. Sometimes that shift is subtle, a pause in a conversation, an awkward glance, a momentary sense that you're out of sync. Other times it's more direct. People may challenge your outlook, question your motives, or simply withdraw, unsure how to respond to your clarity. The very act of holding your truth can create friction, especially with those who are still wrestling with their own shadows. Your openness can unsettle patterns that have been stable but stagnant. You might notice certain relationships feeling tense, as if every word is weighed for hidden meaning. Or maybe the path ahead, which seemed clear in the warmth of your own hope, suddenly bristles with old doubts or unresolved conflicts. The more you shine, the more the edges of what doesn't fit become visible. It's not confrontation for its own sake. It's the natural resistance that arises when growth disturbs the status quo. This week, you may find yourself navigating the delicate space between honoring your own light and managing the reactions it stirs in others. The challenge is not to retreat, but to let the friction clarify what matters most. Active pressures begin to gather around you, and the path becomes less about movement and more about negotiation. The Five of Swords marks this territory, where intentions, desires, and insecurities all meet. You feel the momentum of your own clarity, but it brings you up against the limits of old agreements, spoken and unspoken. Perhaps small disagreements flare into something larger, or you sense underlying competition where you hoped for collaboration. The air can feel thick with what is not being said. There's a temptation to defend your position, to prove that your vision is valid. But the more you push, the more resistance you encounter. At times, it may seem that every step forward comes at the cost of peace, or that asserting yourself means someone else must yield. You may find yourself wondering if it's worth the effort, if the clarity you've gained is just making things harder. Yet underneath the friction, there's a deeper process at work. The path is testing the strength of your intentions, asking whether you can hold your truth without needing to win or convince. The active pressures are not just external, they echo the internal tension between wanting to be understood and fearing that your brightness will isolate you. This is a week where the stakes feel personal, and every conversation can carry the weight of unfinished history. Still, there is a strange liberation in seeing things as they are, not as you wish they would be. The friction clarifies your boundaries and invites you to choose where to invest your energy and where to let go. You don't have to have all the answers. The real momentum comes from allowing conflict to reveal what no longer serves, and letting your own integrity shape the way forward. As the days move on, it becomes clear that what is possible depends not on avoiding discomfort, but on meeting it with a steady heart. Your potential doesn't simply unfold because you want it to. It asks for your conscious engagement, your willingness to sit with the heat of disagreement or the ache of misunderstood intentions. Growth is available when you treat each moment, pleasant or not, as part of your becoming. If you can stay present to the friction rather than letting it define you, you begin to see openings where there once were only obstacles. The process is not about fixing what is broken, but about allowing honest tension to teach you what is truly important. Your capacity to respond rather than react shapes the contours of what comes next. The choices you make in these moments, small and large, carry a different weight when you realize they are not just about this week, but about the way you move through the world. The potential is not a destination, but a quality of being that grows each time you choose presence over avoidance, self-respect over approval, truth over comfort. The Ten of Wands stands at the edge of this week, offering not a promise but an invitation. There is a sense of culmination here, a recognition of how much you've been carrying, perhaps without noticing. The journey from inner radiance through friction now arrives at a place of honest reckoning. You may feel the weight of responsibilities or the strain of holding too many roles at once. The path you've walked has demanded much of you, and now you see the cost more clearly. This is not a sign of failure, but of growth. The burdens you feel are not just obstacles. They are the evidence of how much you care, how willing you've been to hold things together for yourself and others. The invitation is to notice the difference between what is truly yours to carry and what has been taken on out of habit or expectation. Growth in this context looks less like adding and more like releasing. You don't have to prove your worth by holding everything aloft. The energy that brought you into the light, that carried you through conflict, now asks you to discern what serves your well-being, what can be set down, at least for now. The potential is not about heroic endurance, but about honest self-recognition. When you meet the moment consciously, you are able to let go of what no longer feels true, making space for renewal in the days ahead. Looking back, the week weaves a quiet but powerful story. The sun opened your heart to authentic joy, inviting you to trust the warmth within even when it felt risky. That trust illuminated the places where old patterns no longer fit, stirring up the friction of the Five of Swords, a landscape where clarity met resistance and connection was tested by truth. Through it all, you carried more than you realized, until the Ten of Wands revealed just how much strength you've drawn from your commitment to growth. The path was not always easy, but it was honest. In navigating these layers, radiance, conflict, and release, you have given yourself permission to live more fully in your own skin. The challenges did not diminish your light, they refined it, helping you see what matters most. If there is a resolution here, it's the gentle reassurance that you are not defined by the tensions you encounter, nor by the burdens you bear. You are shaped by the choices you make in the midst of them, by the way you return, again and again, to the truth of who you are. This week, your journey is a testament to quiet courage, steady presence, and the kind of self-acceptance that endures long after the moment has passed. Let that be enough for now. Rest in the knowledge that even in uncertainty, you are exactly where you need to be. Actionable insights for Aquarius this week. Notice where your energy feels most at ease and let yourself enjoy those moments, even if they are brief. Try pausing before responding in tense situations, letting the space clarify what you truly want to say. If you feel weighed down, gently consider setting aside one expectation that isn't serving you right now. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I honor the light I carry within. My boundaries help me move with clarity. I can let go of what is not mine. I trust the strength I find in myself. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.